UCOOK has announced a new initiative aimed at closing the loop between young farming entrepreneurs, agri-processors, and the end consumer. Named Khulisa Amafama, meaning grow farmers, the initiative has been developed in partnership with the Philippi Economic Development Initiative and development organization Abalimi Bezekhaya, meaning farmers of the home. In our social newscast with me, Sam Marshall, brought to you by socialtv.co.za, I have a chat to Amy Murgatroyd from UCOOK to unpack what the South African Local Farming Upliftment Initiative is all about. Amy, thank you very much for your time. Talk to us about the organization and the work that the organization does before we talk about this groundbreaking initiative.
UCOOK is South Africa's largest meal kit delivery service, and we're servicing around 4,500 households per week, and this is across South Africa. It's a startup. It was started in 2014 by David Tor and Christopher Verster-Cohen, and has seen great sort of success and growth over the years. Obviously, with COVID, we experienced considerable growth, and so that's when we looked to see how we could use our existing business framework to support the communities around us.
Talk to me about this upliftment initiative, because obviously you've had to partner with quite a couple of partners, one of them being the Philippi Economic Development Initiative, and also an organization called Abalimi. What was the thinking behind it, and how through your registered foundation you now want to create an impact?
Yeah, so I think really key to this project is the idea of partnerships. We recognized pretty early on that we have strengths in certain areas, and then there's areas that we don't have experience in. Abalimi Bezekhaya has been working in these communities since 1987, so they have loads of experience. And then PEDI as well are servicing this area already. And basically what we realized is that between Abalimi and PEDI, they are supporting the farmers with infrastructure and resources, and they are also providing skills training programs. But the missing link is this idea of market access. And so that's where UCOOK comes in. As a buyer, we have actually been buying from this group of farmers for 3 to 4 years now already. But we thought, how can we increase our impact? How can we increase the quantity of produce that we're buying, and how can we increase the quality as well? So that's where the initiative was born from.
And I think, Amy, what makes this project amazing is that it really isn't, in its truest form, a handout. It's not about, let's dump something on you and we're going to do it for a little bit and then we're moving out. This is, in its truest sense, almost a beautiful relationship that benefits both UCOOK and this organization, but in a way that in actual fact is truly sustainable.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. And I think during COVID, we launched the UCOOK Food Fund, and we managed to successfully raise R1 million. And this really was for food aid. It was for direct food relief. But after that campaign, we thought, how can we look forward to create a more sustainable solution? Obviously, with the collapse of the hospitality industry during COVID, this led to sort of the breakdown of a lot of the distribution channels for these farmers. And so instead of just providing a food parcel, as you say, providing a handout, it's how can we foster, entrepreneurship development within these communities so that farmers can support their families on their own 2 feet.
There's something that's so critical to a lot of these projects, especially this type of project, is market access. It's a critical component to these kind of programs, but sometimes it's skewed in one way, sometimes it doesn't actually work, and in some instances you can't find it. How do you guys just view that important 2 words, market access?
We've been basically working with these farmers, as I said, for a few years now. And so I think we've had really hands-on, been able to gain some hands-on knowledge about what works and what doesn't work. And one of the things that we've seen doesn't work is that the farmers don't actually have knowledge of what to grow. They aren't connected enough to the market to have this core piece of knowledge. So to combat this, they sort of grow a little bit of lots of different produce, hoping that they'll sell something. What this means, though, is that they never actually have a large enough quantity of a single line of produce to satisfy a market need or a certain customer's demands. So that's where we are really sitting with these farmers one-on-one, and we're production planning with them, working back saying, right, this is what UCOOK orders on a weekly basis. And then from there, we choose the crops that have the best sort of efficiency for the farmer, that maybe have the highest income for the farmer, the best value. And we work back and say, right, what do you guys want to farm? And that's how we are, tackling that. So what it really means is that, now the farmers are growing exactly what we're going to be buying. And that provides them with the security in knowing that whatever they put in the ground, we're going to be buying, basically.
Final question from me. The project is now running. What's the big idea here? What's the end goal?
Blue sky, end goal for me. This is a pilot project, and I think we've already learned a load. I come from an academic background, so for me, reporting and really just measuring and trying to see what went wrong and what went right is important. So from a research point of view. And then we're looking to expand, really. We will need some additional funding as well. But blue sky for me would be to put these farmers through a sort of incubation program, create a network of support and more market access, reaching not just UCOOK, but other potentially retailers in South Africa. And then really, I think one of the amazing impact that we could have would be to actually start connecting these farmers to larger pieces of land as well. So those are all kind of things that are in the pipeline in my mind. And looking forward to the project growing and seeing where it goes.